Alrighty, so this is our last call of 2015, which is pretty crazy. It's been a really exciting year. So we're so excited that y'all are on the call with us and get to kind of wrap up the year with us.
Ah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I want to just start us off with a prayer real quick. Just because, I know that it's kind of crazy life and it's always good to, say a little prayer. So if y'all just kind of bow with me, I guess. Lord God, I'm just so grateful for this day. I'm grateful for everything that you give us, and just been really so many of us have been struggling with different things, and whether it be personal life, business, all of these things, God, I just ask that you help us just to kind of let those things go for right now, so that we can just focus on what you're doing in our lives and focus on the ways that you're growing us and helping us to just be better people, and to be just more like you, God. And I ask that you open our hearts and help us to encourage each other and to learn and to grow. And God, I just ask that you be with all the teachers and the mamas and everybody who is having a stressful day tomorrow. I know a lot of people are wrapping up, crazy work weeks tomorrow and getting ready for the holidays. And God, I just ask that you be with us as we just continue on and help us to enjoy the holidays. And I thank you for being with us and blessing our lives so much and giving us each other. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Hey, can I feed off that prayer just for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, guys, if y'all checked out in the B Plexus that I posted earlier today. You may have scrolled over it or just didn't think twice, but I just feel heavy on my heart to just talk about this a little bit more. So Lori Harrison, Diamond Ambassador, has kind of just called all troops together, and she is starting a prayer vigil from Friday through Sunday. And that's basically 24 hours a day of prayer of our company. And some of you who are new kind of maybe like, hey, what? Well, just backstory, we just got a new conversion and website in October. It's been new and it's been changed and it's been scary and it's been hard and it's been different. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. So that's why I thought it'd be great to just gear with this just a little bit. But it's just going to be, even if you can't fill out a time slot of what I posted, I just encourage you over the next weekend. We're going to have a lot of prayers going up about Plexus Worldwide in general, our shipping department, our customer service, our CEOs, CMOs, corporates, everybody from ambassadors to whoever, customers. And I just, power of prayer is really awesome. The tongue is powerful. And I just feel that more people that can pray about our business and more people that can pray about our company, things are going to get resolved. When, people come together, things happen. So I just encourage you, add that to your prayer list this week. Even if you don't want to sign up for a time slot, just add, not even just your specific business. I'm talking about Plexus Worldwide as a general, as we're growing. So anyways, thank y'all guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's great. Like Jill said, if you can't sign up for a specific time slot, that's totally fine. But I think it's really important to, just pray for the things that you care about, and be really diligent in that and being very specific about it. And, like for me personally, where my mind goes is not even, praying about my specific business, but just, honestly being grateful. And I'm just so grateful for Plexus as an opportunity, and just taking time to really thank God for it, and for the people that I've gotten to know through Plexus. So anyway, thanks Jill for reminding us about that. So our focus tonight is kind of on wrapping up the year and just thinking about, where we've been with Plexus so far and where we're going. And so I know some of you have been around for a while and some of you are brand new. So we're hoping that we can gear this kind of to all of you, and it's something that all of you can benefit from. So something Jill and I have talked about is we found this in, I think it was a book that we're both reading, or a call, we couldn't remember, but we both knew, we had both talked about it. It kind of came up in conversation. But the words plan, do, review. And basically, we want you to focus on those words, plan, do, review. And you can think of it as a long spectrum of time or a short period of time. But we always want to be challenging you to plan, do, and review, okay? So, for example, at the beginning of last year, that's when I got my business rolling. I had been an ambassador for a few months, wasn't working the business. I was one of those wholesale buyers, hey, but I had to make a plan for myself. I said, okay, what am I going to do? What I want to tell people about these products. And I made a plan and I followed through with it. I did something about it. And then every so often, I had to review. I had to say, okay, what's working, what's not. And so that's something we really want to get our whole team just really focused on, is that plan to review. I know that Jill, Kelsey, and I have all mentioned this several times, so probably a lot of you, that this business is really a lot about trial and error, because even if someone finds something that works for them, it might not work for you. And that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you have a different audience, you have a different personality, you have a different, maybe testimony, a different story. So it's really important. That review piece, I think, is just as important as the plan and the do, is looking and saying, okay, is this working for me? And if it's not, tweaking it and saying, it's okay if that's not working for me. I figured out what doesn't work, and I'm a step closer to figuring out what works. So getting more specific. Things like, I know a lot of you ask about, how do we reach out to people? Thinking about, okay, well, what can I try? Maybe I read this book and it made some suggestions. Well, I'm going to try that. And then if it's not working, like you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, of course, try it for a little while. We don't want to try it one time, but try it for a couple weeks. And if you feel like, I still don't feel like I'm being very effective, I've tried this the whole month and it's just not working, well, tweak it, try something new, reach out to people, maybe see what is working for other people. And that's your review part. So I know I could talk about a million different topics, so I don't want to do that. But those words, the plan to review, is really what we wanted to, just really get you guys thinking about. So Jill, I'm going to kind of let you chime in, because I know you had some, suggestions on that as well, and kind of ideas. I'm kind of like lost my train of thought.
So, plan to review. Guys, we take that in every aspect in our life. And I know, Allie and I relate a lot back to the classroom, because that's our by nature. So when I'm teaching a new subject in class, I'm going to plan for it. And the kids are going to plan for it. We're going to do it. I'm going to practice it. I'm going to model it. They're going to model it. We're going to see how it goes. Trial and error. Did we master it or did we not master it? And we're going to review how we go through it. And that's the same thing in our businesses as well. Okay, I'm going to make a plan. And when we say make a plan, those are tangible things. That's what you write down. You set it in stone. I'm here at my desk right now. I can just show you. I can just reach for one notepad I have here. That's just the month of December of what I've got. I've probably got about 10 of those around the house, and sticky notes of things that I've got going on. But making a plan of, what am I going to do? How am I going to take action about that? How am I going to execute the plan? How am I going to attack the problem, I guess, in teacher world of what you would say. And then, that leads you into that do. What are you going to do to take the steps to get there? So if your plan is to, like Allie was saying, reach out to people, maybe your plan is to get 3 new preferred customers a month. Your plan is to go gold. Your plan is to go silver. Whatever your plan is, we've got to start somewhere. So it's starting fresh. And what's great about Plexus is, in our month, we start fresh every first of the month. Actually, you can start fresh every day if you choose, but we do get a clean slate every single month. So what are you going to do to actually take that plan and put it into effect? And then how did it work? So I know I've talked a lot about Leslie Zan probably in the past month or so, and she's going to be in Houston in April. I highly encourage you to get there. It's well worth every bit of your travel time and money to get there. She is amazing. I didn't even know this lady existed until around July, and I can't stop following her now. Everything she says just speaks right to us who are, seeking this MLM and riding this, MLM roller coaster, I guess you would say. So she said something the other day about, what's your baggage, okay? And most of the time when we think of baggage, we think of negative baggage. Just like when you think of consequences, you think of negative consequences. Well, that's not the case. There's such things out there as positive baggage, and there's positive consequences. It's the way of life. It's what happens. So you've got things that you carry with you, and we're trucking along to 2016. What are we going to carry with us that's worked? So I know as I'm prepping for the new year and I'm sitting down and evaluating the past 2015, Allie and I talked about this last night, and we said, what are we going to do? Where are we going to get our teams? What kind of training are we going to do? What are we going to do for ourselves? How are we going to help others? Where are we going? We're at this little stop in the road, and we've got to figure out where we're going to go here. So what worked for us? And we sat back and reevaluated this whole year. So if you've only been with Plexus for a month, sit back and evaluate the month. Sit back and evaluate the 6 months. Evaluate your time frame. It doesn't have to just be this year. You didn't have to be here the whole 2015 to do something like this. And we said, when did we feel we had growth? When did we feel we had momentum? When did we feel that our team was booming? When was it? And both of us recalled events, okay, when people got together. That's really what it was. When people get together, that builds a relationship. After, an event, we came back with great knowledge. We were excited. We were building relationships more, and we saw great momentum and booming in our business, okay? So that's something Allie and I know we're taking into the 2016 new year. We are going to get to every event that we can, no matter if that means I've got to get substitutes, we've got to spend some nights away from our husband, whatever, we've got to figure it out because this is what we want to do. And we are going to do our best to continue to build relationships because that's what has worked for us. I don't even know how to choose these words and say this. I'm not in this for the sale. And I know Allie's not either. I hope you hear that, the kindness of our heart as you've been with us on this journey and in this page. We're in this for relationships, and the people that we've met, all of y'all, you're on the call, we're in it for the long haul, y'all. Like, if you're in this team with us, you're married to us. Like, you're going to be with us the rest of your life over here if you choose Plexus. Like, get ready. Our babies are going to meet, and we're all going to go on vacation together, and we're going to be laid up at the beach together. Like, it's going to happen. If you choose to do this, you're choosing this team, and you're choosing this family. And that's something that's really worked for us. So we're carrying that on to the 2016 year. Relationships, unity, building that and hoping that others will do that as well. And then, what's worked for us in our customer base, our own personal customer base? And Allie did that video last night about follow-up and how she says she's kind of revamping some things and she felt like maybe she got a little buggy every once in a while. I said, you know what? I think I did too. I do. I think I followed up too much. There is too much of a good thing. Follow-up is a good thing. Don't get us wrong on that, but there's too much of a good thing. You've got to figure out what's going to work well. And so, we were talking last night, I think the number popped in my head of like, what's worked well for me is like 4 to 6 weeks. Those are when the people have signed. When I give them a lot of backup space, and it's about a 4 to 6 week window. The people that I follow up with weekly in 10 days, they still aren't signing, okay? I think I've bothered them at this point. So now I think that's negative baggage. I don't want to carry that on to 2016. What's worked for me is like that 4 to 6 weeks. Well, I'm going to continue doing that. Now I've changed it, I don't want to follow up. I do want to follow up, but I just want to put a bigger gap. That's been with me and what I've seen with my people, and I know Allie was saying as long with her and her people. But that's something that we've revamped along the way. And that's what's different about Plexus, okay? Like, we're like a seasonal roller coaster here. Something may work well for you for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, 3 years, whatever the time cap is. And then it might stop working. It's kind of like when your body gets used to a regimen or whatever, or you become, in the beginning, when you started drinking coffee, it was like, oh my God, so crazy. And then now you're like, coffee ain't nothing. I can go to bed on a pot of coffee. Well, your body became immune to it. Your business will also become immune to it. I promise you, every leader that Allie and I have spoken to, and Kelsey, and mentor we follow, and people we reach out to, and we say, what are you doing? What's going on? And we've learned and trained from them. They say, I'm changing things daily. I am changing things daily. They say, what I did last year, it didn't work this year, and I've got to vamp that up because my team got bigger. I got bigger. I got more momentum and belief in me. I became more knowledgeable. So my daily method of operations are no longer boom researching product because I became good at product. I know product. Well, now what am I going to do now? So it's constantly changing and tweaking what's best for you. So we encourage you, step back, write some notes. What's worked best for you this year? Okay. Continue that on to 2016 and then ask yourself, what hasn't been good? When have people dropped off? When have people stopped talking to me? When have people, and there's going to be times where you can't put a pinpoint on it. You can't. People drop off for their own financial reasons. People don't respond because life gets crazy. That has nothing to do with you, just like Allie's video. Nothing to do with you at all. But just ask yourself, did my points drop in the month? Was I this close to gold? I was at 70 points, and now this past month I ended at 35. Well, what happened differently? Did you stop reaching out to people? Did life get busy? Did your kiddo get sick? Were you not able to respond to messages as quickly? Those are things. And I know the question you may ask yourself, because I've done this too. Well, crap, Jill, do I have to do that at all times? Like, I have to be on my phone. I have to follow up. Well, let me tell you this. Plexus comes with time freedom. It does. But it also comes with sacrifice. There's something called temporary sacrifice to build your business. And yeah, in the beginning, you're available. And, you can set work hours and you can do the things you can when your kids are in bed and you can do those things, but you've got to be available as much as you can because you're building a business. Now, the more you go and grow and grow and grow, you're able to step back a little bit and step back a little bit because you're not doing it alone anymore. You've built this team, you've built this unity, you've built a solid ground in the company, but temporary sacrifice. That's what you have to tell yourself. I'm on my phone a lot, or I'm answering questions a lot, or maybe that's a lot for you. And for me, it's exciting. Like I don't even get stressed out about it because I absolutely love this job that we have. But it's something that I know that's temporary because I'm becoming more knowledgeable in the topic, or I'm becoming more knowledgeable in signing an ambassador. So it's going to get a little bit easier for me in certain little categories. It's not going to be as much at all the time, but I've got to figure out when were those things good baggage and when were those things bad baggage. So I have figured out for myself. I did sit down today. I had a little bit of downtime when my kiddos were doing something. Time management here. My kiddos were working. All my lesson plans were done. I'm on Plexus a little bit in front of the kids. Sorry about your luck. But I had to ask myself, okay, where am I struggling? And true talk, y'all, I am struggling myself right now in time management. Major. So I'm being very vulnerable by telling y'all this. It's like I'm in the little hamster wheel. That's the way I feel. So I've got to figure out what I need to do. And I stepped back and said, when did I feel calmer? When did things feel okay? What was I doing? And I did. I jotted some notes down and I said, when did it start getting like, when did I feel like that again? And I figured out I wasn't doing income producing activities at all of my spare times. I was doing fluff stuff, and my fluff stuff was taking up about 80% of my time, and my income producing activities were taking up about 20% of my time, and I should flop that. 80% of my time should be income producing activities, following up, reaching out to potentials, answering product questions, training my team, things like that. And the other one should be the fluff stuff. And I know right now, if you're an ambassador that's growing your team and you're doing the best you can, a lot of it is fluff stuff right now because of customer service, because of being on the lines, because of trying to handle issues and shipping, but that's going to get resolved. So in my little notes I took, I said, you know what? I don't even need to think about carrying that baggage on to 2016 because our customer service and our shipping is going to get handled. It is. It's going to go. We're on the downhill slide. They see sun at the end of the tunnel, not light. Sun is at the end of the tunnel. And so I know that's going to be a change for me. I don't want to carry that fluff on anymore. I want everything that I'm doing to be an income producing activity, what's going to be best for me and what's best for my team and my growth. So really encourage you tonight, jot some notes about yourself, jot some notes about where you're going to go, and not the what ifs, like not what if this happens, no, where are you going? What's your plan? How are you going to get there? And what are you going to do? So wording is really big too when you're going to think about this plan, do, review, good baggage, bad baggage, whatever it is. Seriously, are you in this to end this? Or are you in this to hobby, whatever? And if that's the case, that's okay. That's you. That's what you're in it for. But if you're in it to win it, there's going to be constant reevaluation of yourself, constant, daily, monthly, weekly. So, and, I just want to end tonight also on, like what Allie and I were saying, when were we the most successful? And that was after we left events. The reason after we left an event, we felt so successful, y'all, and we said this last night, if you leave a Plexus event, like I'm talking corporate event, like Super Saturday is coming up. What do we have? 3 weeks. If you leave Super Saturday, opportunity of a lifetime happens around March. They'll have it in Houston and Dallas and stuff again. So that's another opportunity. You've got convention in June. You've got leaders retreat in October. They hold things all the time. If you leave one of those events and at any point in the time, you don't get chills, you don't tear up, you don't get a little shakiness inside you, you don't feel convicted, you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel passionate, you don't feel like you could just, break out in tears, then maybe this isn't the business for you, but every event we've gone to, every single one, even like opportunity events that we've thrown, I get chills. My hair stands on ends. I get a little emotional. I get more excited. I get more passionate. I get more belief in it. And I know Allie does as well. And so does Kelsey. And so does so many of, the leaders and all of y'all who've been to these things. They're so important. Events build leaders. So I encourage you to make that part of your plan of baggage you decide to carry on or start in 2016. Get to Super Saturday. Like what Allie posted, I guess 2 days ago, was awesome. It may cost this much to get there. It may cost this much in gas, this much in food. What you're going to get out of it is absolutely priceless. Absolutely priceless. It's going to change the whole demeanor of your business. Now, I also want to emphasize when I say that, that doesn't mean you show up and you'll be diamond in 6 months. That's not what we're saying here. You show up, you get the belief, you get the power, you get the knowledge, you get the team, you get the friendships, you get it all. You get the chills, you get the tears, everything that you're in that seat. And I promise you're going to walk away from that Saturday and you're going to say, I'm doing this. Watch me. And you're going to go home and you're going to tell your husband, and your husband's going to say the exact same thing that my husband said to me last January 8th. He said, did you join a cult? And I said, I think so.
Maybe so.
I said, I don't know. I'm doing this. And he's like, I don't doubt you one bit. You've never quit anything else. And when you say you're doing something, you're doing something. You're pretty hard-headed. But seriously, that's how much belief and power were in those seats in Houston 12 months ago. So I promise you, if you're questioning to go or not go, you're talking yourself in and out of, I don't know them. Yeah, I know them from the computer. I don't care if you know me. If you're nervous, I'll meet you out at the car and I'll walk you in. I will stand in the line with you. Maybe I won't. I think I'm doing the sign-in table. So maybe I won't stand in the line with you, but I'll sign you in and get your name tag, okay? So I promise you, you won't be alone. We're going to have a whole section. We're going to get there early. I'm going to make a little sign that says B-Plexus section. Woohoo! And you got a team to be with, y'all. You've got a family to be with. So if that's something you're questioning right now, what to do, and you just got a new ambassador, get them there. For how I'm talking to you, you take that and you go talk to them. Get them there. It's that important. So that's something I'm carrying on to 2016. I'm going to make every effort I can again to get to events, because events are powerful for me.
I want to chime in real quick. I will tell y'all, I can speak from experience. I did not go last year, okay? I literally decided I wanted to work the business like December 28th or something, okay? So when January 8th rolled around or whatever, I was not like mentally like, okay, yeah, I want to go to this. Like I still was kind of like, like a lot of y'all probably were like 10 days into posting on Facebook, you're kind of like, like this is weird. I don't know. And while I'm like not mad that I didn't go, of course now I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, I should have gone. What was I thinking? I will tell you that, hindsight's 2020, and I know that I would have had so much, I would have gotten so much out of going. And I will tell you that the main thing that kept me from going was fear. Okay. So if you are afraid not to like meet people, not necessarily, afraid of the event, but if you're afraid of like failing at this, I'm talking to you. Okay. So listen, don't be afraid. Do not hold yourself back. We're here for you, first of all, and we've all been there. Bottom line, we've all been there. I will tell you, last weekend, I got to go and see some people on my team. I'm from Austin. I don't get to go back there very often, and I got to go and see some of them that I haven't seen in like 7 years, and some of them I've never even met before. And y'all, I was nervous. I was like scared. I was like, oh my gosh, because it was something new. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't something good, right? It was something exciting and something when I left, I felt my heart was so full. And so I just really, if you're someone who maybe is more like me in the sense that you get nervous about being around a lot of people you don't know, it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, and you're kind of like, I don't know, that's a long drive, whatever it is, don't let that hold you back. Okay. I really feel like this week, God has really been, putting different scenarios in my life, and not just in my personal life, but some of my friends have been coming to me about things that have to do with fear. And I keep feeling like the Spirit keeps telling me to tell these people who are coming to me, like, God doesn't operate on fear. He does not want us to make decisions because we're afraid. And I will tell you, for a long time, I lived my life in fear. I did. Anxiety is a horrible, horrible thing. And I was so afraid of everything, of having friends, of people judging me, of people worrying about what I was doing, of, losing friends, of, fill in the blank of being afraid. I was afraid to move to Katy. I was afraid I wasn't going to, find a job. I was, just fill in the blank of afraid. But we can't live our lives that way. God says so many times in the word, do not fear. Like, I've got this. And there's a reason why, because he does. And so I just really felt convicted to say that to you guys, and to just say, if that's you, just know you're not alone, but don't let that make your decisions for you. Come on, join us. I don't want to say we're a cult. That has a negative connotation, right? But we're a big family. We love everyone. I feel like, it's so awesome. And that's the thing that I will tell you is, like, if someone like me can go to a huge Giant Plexus event where I know hardly any people and leave feeling so loved and so refreshed and so the opposite of everything I was worried about, you can go and feel that way too. I promise you. So we really didn't, I guess it wasn't really our point to try to get y'all to go to events, but the main thing is that, work on growth, like work on growing yourself, and whatever that means. If you're struggling in posting, work on growing that. If you're struggling in public speaking, work on that. If you're struggling, fill in the blank, work on that. I heard a really cool analogy. I'll sum it up really quick because we didn't want to keep y'all very long. But basically, there was a guy who was telling a story about when he was a little boy, he wanted to play baseball. That was just like his sport. He wanted to learn, but he was so afraid of getting hit by the ball. And his dad took him, out and said, okay, we're going to go and practice. And he had one of those spongy balls, and he just started wailing on his son with the spongy ball. And he's like, see, it doesn't hurt. So he's just trying to get his son to realize this spongy ball doesn't hurt. So his son would stand up, he would throw the ball, the spongy ball, and his son was not worried about getting hit, and the son's telling the story, by the way. So he's like, okay, so I'm, trying to hit it, and I keep going. Well, then he upgrades to a tennis ball that's a little bit harder, and he throws the ball, and I get hit, and it doesn't hurt, so I keep practicing, and I'm able to hit the ball, and we're good. Well, he finally gets out the baseball, and he says, okay, I'm not going to hit you this time on purpose. It's a baseball, I don't want to hurt you, but I want you to aim for the ball. I want you to do exactly what you've been doing. And he said, I was scared. I was nervous. And so my dad told me, listen, if I hit you with the ball, I will take you to get ice cream. Do not worry. I'm not going to try to hit you. So the little boy, being 7 years old, he's like, hold on, I want some ice cream. So he starts leaning in toward the ball. Well, if y'all know anything about baseball, the closer you get to the ball, usually the better you are at batting. So he keeps leaning toward it, getting closer to the base, and ends up, being able to hit the ball so well. And one of the times he even gets hit by the ball, and he throws the bat down. He's like, Dad, you have to take me to get ice cream now. And the whole point of that, the whole kind of, reason he told the story is because sometimes the things that we are the most worried about, I'll use myself as an example. Public speaking, not my thing. I can talk in front of kids all day long and not care. But adults, give me a room of adults and I'm freaking out. But if I don't make myself do that, that will always be my weakness. And so in the same way, the kid who, is always afraid of the baseball, if his dad didn't make him get in front of that ball, he was always going to be afraid of it. He didn't know what he was capable of. And so that's really what I want. And Jill and I want to challenge y'all for this year is do the things that are hard, do the things that challenge you, because then they're going to become less of weaknesses. And, as you plan and do, and you're reviewing and you're seeing, okay, what worked, what didn't, let's tweak it, let's change it, let's make it better. And we want to be a part of that with you. Keep us in the loop, message us if you need to, tag it or post it on the walls. There's a lot of people on this team too, who have amazing knowledge. They've been around as long as we have, right? And so they're great resources too. So, anyway, I feel like it's already 9:00. We took up 30 minutes of y'all's time, but we're so glad that y'all called in, and I'll let Jill wrap it up since I got to open up. But we're so grateful for y'all. Let me just say, y'all make my days so much brighter.
No, it is. It's so true. I actually told my kid one day that, teacher shouldn't say this, but my kid was like, who are you talking to today? Because I was doing a voice message down the hallway. And I was like, oh, some of my friends. And he's like, oh, for what? And I was like, the best job ever. And I'm like, oh, shouldn't have said that to the kid. Whatever. But no, very much so. I absolutely don't feel like I'm working at any point in time that I'm with y'all, helping you, talking, whatever that is. Utilize us. You know, we try to help as much as we can. Team Page is powerful. I see some really great leaders in our team who are just growing each and every day. And I mean, they're answering questions faster than we are. So I'm just really excited for that. Of the 2016 year, I just know that this year is going to be mega on our page. I have claimed 2015. You can ask Dakota in our prayer every night. I speak it out loud. We are having massive promotion lineup from silver to gold to senior gold to ruby to senior ruby to emerald to sapphire and diamond in 2016. I know it's going to happen. And I'm not speaking on me. I'm not saying I'm the one. I'm speaking on my team. This is going to happen. It will happen. I feel it. I just know it. This is going to be a powerful year for this team. We have prepped so much in 2015. We have overcome this new back office, all this stuff. I mean, I just don't even have words for it of what's going to happen. So again, thanks guys for calling in. This is the last call of 2015. We will see you in 2016. And for all of you coming tomorrow to the Christmas party, travel safe. If you need a cell phone number or whatever, message us on Facebook. We're happy to, give you our number. You can call us for directions or whatever that may be. Bring your husbands, bring your mom. If you don't want to feel like you want to come alone, bring your best friend. If she's thinking about signing, whatever, bring her. That's fine. We're just excited to see you. Hope that you can come. If you're still kind of anticipating, maybe you don't want to come, not come. I hope that you liked us enough tonight to come tomorrow. But we've got, just a fun time to happen. And that's what's great about Plexus, the people. It really is the people. So, all right, guys, yeah. We'll see you later and get to Super Saturday, 1995. What? Woo! Yeah. Okay. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.
Good night.
Moms, go buy your teacher something. Okay, bye.